Okay, this is Intro Code Block Arduino Lesson 2. We're going to start with an Arduino board right here, a breadboard. We go over here, click on that. And today what we're doing is we're going to be programming an RGB to turn on red and then blue and then green. So you need to find an RGB LED. And when we put LEDs into our circuits, what else do we need along with the LED? Bring this over here. You're going to need a resistor, right? Because the Arduino supplies 5 volts to the circuit. But 5 volts is too much for the LED, so it'll burn out. So if you put a resistor of 220 ohms in line with the LED, then that'll protect the LED and it'll work great. So one of the first things you can do is you can click on the RGB LED, and if you go to the question mark, it'll show you how you're supposed to connect it. So in case you don't remember, let's click on that. You go down here and it automatically brings this up. And so you can see this has a lot more going on than what we want, but up here you have the RGB LED at the top, and you can look, it's got 4 legs coming off of it. The one on the farthest left, you can see that that's connected. That's like the red LED. The next leg is called the cathode. That's the one that connects to the negative side of the battery or to ground. And then you have this leg, the third leg, and the fourth leg. And I believe that the third leg is supposed to be the green, but for some reason in my program, it always ends up looking like it's the blue. So this one, and then finally the fourth one. So you can turn, what we want is we want to set up the program so that the RGB LED blinks red and then blinks off and then blinks another color and then blinks off and then finally blinks the last color. So let's get started. Okay, so now that we know what we're doing, you're going to take this and you're going to grab it and drag it down onto the breadboard. Now, if you think you can do this without the step-by-step instructions from me, go ahead and pause it and see how far you get, and then watch the video. You're going to be taking screenshots as you go, and you're going to come back and explain what you were doing along the way. Okay, so we're going to connect the resistor. See? All right, we're going to connect the resistor to the cathode leg, the negative leg. Let's zoom in. And remember I said that this resistor needs to be like 220 ohms. I don't think this is a 220 ohms. So let's click on this. It brings up the resistance here. This is a 1 kilo ohm resistor. So we need to change the units to just ohms because the K stands for 1,000. We don't want 1,000 ohms. We want 220 ohms. So now we have the right resistor. It's connected to the second leg of the RGB LED. And then we want, this is the leg that connects to ground through the resistor. So now we can go up here, we can get a black wire. And so all of these are connected to each other, right? So we can connect this, any of these dots connects to this. So we can connect this to here. You can see it says G and D, that stands for ground. So now you can see that the second leg of the RGB LED is now connected to ground. Okay, so we're not connecting this directly to a battery, but what we're doing is the Arduino is like a computer. So we can connect the other legs to different pins on the Arduino board. And then we can program the Arduino to say, turn it on or off. So we could say, turn pin 11 on, turn pin 10 on, that kind of stuff. So here, let's go ahead and connect these accordingly. So I'm going to take this first leg, which I know is my red LED, and I'm going to connect this. I'm going to connect this to pin number 11. Okay. And then this pin here, I'm going to connect this pin to pin number 10. And then this last pin, or last leg, I should say, I'm going to connect that to pin number 9. Okay, So now we need to make some code blocks. So let's go ahead and select here, select that for code blocks. And so I want you to start from scratch. So let's go ahead and drag all of these to the trash can. Okay, now remember you have controls, you have output, input, variables, all these different things. This one's gonna be pretty simple. All we're gonna do is have the computer tell it to turn this on, the red one on. So let's start with that. Let's just turn on the red LED. So let's set, okay, and which one's the red connected to? It's connected to pin 11. So we can say set pin 11 to high. So that means that it's sending voltage to pin 11. Okay, high means on. It's sending that voltage to pin 11. So that voltage goes through here, up to the red LED, back through this resistor, which then goes over to here onto ground. So it's a complete circuit. So let's hit play and see what happens. And it turns red, okay? Stop. What if we change this to pin 10? Let's try pin 10. Let's see if that one works. That turns on the blue one, right? And what do you think is going to happen if we change this to pin 9? That turns the green one on. What do you think happens if we turn 2 of them on? Let's go ahead and turn 2 of them on at once. Let's say we have 9, which is green, and 11, which is red. What's going to happen then? It combines the color. Green and red make it yellow. So you can do all different things, but what we want to do is we want to turn the red one on, and then we want to wait or pause. So what do you think, which of these categories do you think we need to click on? Here we have a wait. So we're going to put it in between there. So we turn, let's turn 11 high. So we're turning 11 on. And then if we just want it to go to the next color, you can here say, okay, turn 10 high, and we can wait. And then down here and add the last one. Set pin 9 to high. So what do you think is going to happen? It's going to turn the red on. It's going to wait a second. Turn the blue on. Wait a second. Turn the green on. Let's see what happens. Red, blue, green. But look, notice that it didn't turn any of them off. It just kept adding colors. And now it's just going to, it keeps turning the red on, but it's already on. So nothing changes, right? So if we want it to blink, we're going to need to turn things off. So let's try that. Let's go. After we turn the red on and we wait, then we need to, oopsie, that's the wrong one. Oh. Let's see. I did the wrong one. I have to fix that. There we go. I wanted this. I didn't want the built-in LED. I wanted this one. Okay, so we're going to have to turn that one off. Turn 11 low, which means stop sending it voltage. Okay, then we turn the next one on. So we turn this one on, wait a second. Then we turn this one off and this one on. Then we wait a second. So now what do we need to do? We need to turn this one off, right? So now we need to turn 10 low and then turn 9 on. And then we need to wait again. And then last but not least, let's move this up so you can see what's going on. We need to again turn that last one off, right? We need to turn pin 9 off or low. Let's try it. Let's see if it works. So there it goes. All right, so take a video or some screenshots, and I want you to explain what's going on in the circuit and also what's going on in the code. Try to explain the things that are difficult, and that's what you're going to submit.